slot receiver. This has been a phenomenal first quarter for Malik Lovett. He'll again work out of the slot. 2:33 to go. Redlands East Valley has the football with a chance to take the lead. We are tied at 7 apiece. 4 wide set. Herrera looking Lovett's way. Will go the other side on a screen, and it's dropped. Going to Tamon Fulamio, and instead all of a sudden here it's right back to a third down for Redlands side.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's as if Clayton Valley totally knew what the play call was. They were just waiting for it to develop, and well read by the Eagles.
Malik Lovett, keep your eyes on him. He's into the slot again. They need the 43 of Clayton Valley to move the chains. Shotgun snap to Herrera, looking left, floats it down the field, going for Vaughn. A leaping attempt incomplete. He would have made a circus catch on the far side. That would have been a 15-yard pass play. There's no flag this time in Redlands East Valley. Following the 4-and-out by Clayton Valley's side, they'll have to punt.
Anthony Herrera showing his strong arm. A pass to the far sideline. Unfortunately, a little too high, incomplete. They'll come out to punt now.
John Hilfer will kick this one away, averaging 40 yards a boot. Back deep. Receive. No, it's a fake. They fumble and at the last moment kick a high end-over-end booter out inside the 40. It will bounce down to the around 34-yard line of Clayton Valley Charter. The men that were looking to receive that football but never had a chance, it was Jamel Rosales, who's been extremely dangerous back there, but he didn't ever even had a chance. That was botched from the start.
Redlands with the bad punt snap. Fortunately, the punter recovers the ball and has to convert his kick into a rugby-style kick.
And all of a sudden here, Clayton Valley Charter has some very good field position, Dan. It's the 34-yard line going in. Keisel back at quarterback. You'll have Miles Harrison next to him. It's a handoff up the middle, and still looking for room is Miles Harrison out to around the 40-yard line, and an early gain of 6 to put them in business. 2nd and 4 upcoming.
Miles Harrison, straight out of a video game, shows us what he could do. Double spin moves. When have you seen that? Only in video games practically. Gets a gain of 8. Exciting moves there.
2nd and 4 upcoming for Clayton Valley. Boy, this man just does it all. Miles Harrison must be around 100 yards rushing in just the first quarter. It'll be a read option. Keisel will keep and pick up the first down. Redlands East Valley didn't see that one coming. It's a gain of 9. Move the chains. The quarterback keeper picks up a first down.
How sweet was that play? A fake toss. Keisel just takes it into his own hands, straight down the middle, faking out everybody. I wasn't sure who had the ball there.
And a wide open alley as well. Clayton Valley has dominated the trenches thus far. Of course, the critical 4th down stop by Trevor Jackson got things going for Redlands. Unfortunately, that offense didn't answer at all.
They didn't, and well, here we go. How about a chance to answer now?
Clayton Valley can take the lead with any points on this drive, this being their 4th possession. 1:03 to go, first quarter. Toss play out to Miles Harrison. A convoy in front across midfield. And will dive his way to around the 49-yard lines of Redlands, make it a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Only gets 2 to 3 yards, but Miles Harrison shows us how good he is. There's practically no hose there with the toss to the outside, but he decides to fall forward. A good sign of a good running back is always falling forward.
Play clock is down to 10, and they're just getting out of the huddle now. Keisel operates out of the 3 tight end set one more time. Miles Harrison will get the call. Squirms 45, and at the last moment is driven back. Ends up getting only about 2, and another 3rd down upcoming for Clayton Valley Charter.
I'd like to ask Miles Harrison after this ball game, how do you feel? Win or loss, his body's got to take a beating.
This is where you put on the ice bags and all the extra Monday extracurriculars.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll have 3 more quarters of football.
Harrison being used very heavily by Clayton Valley.
Well, I do want to commend that Redlands East Valley defense. Not many people pegged them to have an opportunity to stifle one of the top running games in the country. Number 1 in the state in Valley Charter here. But all of a sudden, Redlands is outside of the long run. They have held Miles Harrison to amongst his lowest totals of a first quarter all season.
Yeah, the 3-time Diablo Valley champ. Redlands is holding their own on defense. They're stacking the box. They know the run is coming. And One thing that they're doing is they're not biting on that read option. All the fakes that Kizo gives them at the quarterback position, Redlands isn't biting. What they're doing is they're sustaining their blocks and they're being patient. They wait for the run to come to them.
Well, the game plan for Redlands East Valley, and you've already touched on it, we're not going to let Miles Harrison beat us. It's guys like...
It's obvious.
Yeah, we'll let your quarterback, Nate Keisel, pick up a first down. That's fine. We'll let Keisel even throw the football. That's fine by us. We'll have no safeties in there to stop one of the more dangerous running backs in the country in Miles Harrison. Over 2,400 yards to this point, and we still have 3 more quarters of football here in the state championship. He's put together quite the 2014 resume.
He really has, and you bring up great points about Clayton Valley, but the same goes for Redlands East Valley. Clayton Valley is going to allow Anthony Herrera to beat him. They're going to stop Joey Harmon. That's the game plan for them, is stop Harmon.
Yeah, both of these running backs have played extremely well all year, and all of a sudden here, this is 2 ball clubs that defenses know what's coming, as these coaching staffs have put together quite the game plan, at least in the first quarter. They're making these quarterbacks beat them. We have quite the second quarter upcoming, as these quarterbacks will now be the vocal point.
You're so true, Nick. I mean, you got to give credit to Coach Kurt Burrich from Redlands. I mean, the guy has set up a great defensive strategy tonight, going up against the best running game in the country, possibly. We do know for sure the best in California, but to hold them to only 7 points early on, a team averaging over 50 points, is a great accomplishment thus far.
Yeah, Clayton Valley Charter, 53.5 points per game. That's number 1 in the Diablo League and among the best, actually number 2 among D2 football in the state. And they only put up 7 points, and they are barely across midfield here. It's been quite the defensive showing.
Really
Redlands East Valley has 0 state championships under head coach Kurt Bruich, who's in his 8th season. And he has an opportunity to defensively make a stand. It's an end around out to the backup running back, and he'll pick up the first down and more. 40, 35, 30 has a man to beat, 20, and he's bumped out of bounds at the Redlands 17-yard line. An end around, a little abracadabra. Justin Zapanta on the end around, and that on 3rd and 5 ended up gaining 29.
Redlands was doing so well up until that last play, sustaining all their blocks, getting it to the running backs, but an end around, some trickery gets to them.
Yeah, Redlands East Valley, they had him stopped on a 3rd down, and there goes Justin Zapanta the other way. One aspect of this Clayton Valley Charter running game that makes them so dangerous is not only Miles Harrison and his ability to rough it up between the tackles, but it's the read options for both the quarterback and the wide receiver Zapanta. To the outside, Miles Harrison, 15, shakes and bakes to the 10, and he'll dive his way down to the Redlands 6-yard line. That'll be a 12-yard pickup move to chains.
Miles Harrison acting like the workhorse that he is, driving Clayton Valley and deeper into red zone territory, now officially a 1st and goal.
Well, this is their best drive since the opening possession of the football game. And all of a sudden here, Miles Harrison puts Clayton Valley Charter down to the 6-yard line.
Partner, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more Miles Harrison inside the 10.
Yeah, Miles Harrison, visually, as we can see, he is gassed, and I don't blame him. This is a young man that has become the workhorse of this football team. Clayton Valley Charter tied at 7, 11:26 to go, first half. Miles Harrison gets the call to the outside, picks up a block, 5, and number 3, Miles Harrison takes it down to the 3, 2nd and goal.
Miles Harrison does a great job of following his blockers there, only getting 4 yards, but well worth it.
Yeah, it's not pretty, it's not clean, but Miles Harrison, already with over 100 yards, has all of a sudden established himself as the number 1 man here in the state championship game for both running backs. He has been phenomenal thus far. Can he score a touchdown to take the lead? Harrison was able to find the end zone last time.
Redlands has got to toughen up right now. They've been getting runned over in the previous plays. Here's a good chance to stand up.
Harrison to the right hip of his quarterback, Keisel, to pitch play out the near side. 5-4-3, he'll reach to the end zone and be about a half a yard short, 3rd and goal.
Wow, Redlands is really feeling the pressure now, 3rd and goal. Clayton Valley on the verge of scoring. It's got to be a defensive stop. Ideally, you're looking for a turnover.
Well, Miles Harrison scored a touchdown in the first quarter. He is averaging around 3 per game over the course of the entire season. And it's a 3rd and inches. Hand off up the middle. Miles Harrison would not be denied. He's in. Touchdown Eagles. They reclaim the lead.
Miles Harrison is just a guy who's not going to let up. A guy they're going to use all game long, and already his 2nd touchdown of the game. We might see Miles Harrison score another 2 or 3 before this night ends.
Well, it was a nice little redemption for the senior running back. Following the fumble, this coaching staff did not get away from their bread and butter, that being Harrison's running ability. And all of a sudden here, 2 touchdowns today, and Clayton Valley has a relatively comfortable 7-point lead. 14-7 as the extra point is good. And these Eagles are establishing that running game. And if you're Redlands, you got to second guess yourself on the defensive side. You had the stop, and all of a sudden that end around, it was the difference on that key scoring drive.
Yeah, Redlands in the previous defensive possession was just runned over practically. I mean, run after run, Clayton Valley runs, and they just kept piling it on to Redlands.
And all of a sudden, this weight of the state championship falls a little bit back onto the shoulders of Anthony Herrera, the sophomore QB for Redlands. And if you take a look at it, Dan, this guy's got to go right back to the air again.
It's almost a lot to ask for out of a sophomore quarterback. I mean, unfortunately, he's not a senior, I would say. I mean,
he doesn't have the experience.
The experience, exactly. The lack of experience, that is.
And I've been impressed with how he has shown the leadership when they trailed by 7 early in the game, 7-0. He was able to march his way down the field and score the touchdown. And here we go, another 7-point deficit. And I have all the faith in the world about this young man being able to drive him down the field again.
I really do, too. I mean, in 13 consecutive games, he's had a touchdown pass. So a guy who's practically fearless, even though he's a sophomore.
And in the playoffs, he has been a little bit more mistake-prone, but still, when you have 11 touchdowns, tosses here in the postseason, he has been a phenomenal asset for a football team that's among the highest scoring in the state.
I think the Anthony Herrera to Malik Lovett combination has got to occur a whole lot more tonight.
Yeah, Malik Lovett's got to really have the game of his life if
really
this team wants to comfortably win this football game. Clayton Valley Charter's own Daniel Farrell tees it up and is about ready to kick this one away. Back deep to receive for Redlands Valley is Malik Lovett, the oh-so-dangerous senior, to go along with number 33. That's Joey Harmon. And the kick is underway. It's a high end-over-end boot. We taken by Harmon at the 9. Out across the 15-20. Picks up a block. Far near side to the 30. Sideline 35 and will wiggle out of bounds at around the 42-yard line. Best starting field position for Redlands East Valley and a chance to tie things at 14 apiece.
Anthony Herrera in the season thus far is passing over 66%, over 3,500 yards in the year, and get this, 40 touchdowns to his 10 interceptions, so decent numbers for a sophomore at the varsity level.
Well, the statistics show, Dan, that a sophomore very, very rarely could win a state championship, but a man by the name of Kurt Bruich doesn't care. This is a team that throws out all the statistics. They just want to play some football. A high snap. Herrera will fire to the far side. It's caught for a gain of about 3, maybe 4, out to the far side. That's complete to Brody Arbiter. And all of a sudden here, if you're Redlands East Valley, these quick throws, which in the first quarter were going for losses, all of a sudden are becoming 3- and 4-yard pickups.
Yeah, the game plan requires those passes to be used a lot more. It gets your quarterback settled in and in a groove.
To go along with these receivers that early on have had the bad cases of the drops. 2 in the opening stanza. There's Malik Lovett to the near side. He'll pick up the first down, and in a sprinter speed type of 100-meter effort, he's able to scurry his way to the near side, move the chains. It's a gain of 7.
2 straight passes, 2 straight screen plays, both successful, 2 first downs, and rolling.
And all of a sudden, Redlands East Valley, for the 3rd time today, is setting up shop in enemy territory. Redlands is very much competitive here in this football game. Shotgun snap and a delay to Joey Harmon. Wiggles 45 and will squirm his way down to the 44-yard line for a gain of 3.
Joey Harmon, decent numbers in the year. 1,400 yards in the run game, 13 touchdowns, only 1 fumble. So
that's the other thing. That will be critical.
Who's very, very responsible about the ball.
This is a man who didn't see a whole lot of touches in last week's win over Ridgeview. Back to throw. Herrera fires to the far side. It's complete. That's another big-time grab. That'll be catch number 6 for for Chris Vaughn. Move the chains.
Herrera is a small guy, but he could really fire it. Don't let his size fool you. He's got a gun.
He's had that gunslinger mentality.
He really
the
does.
entire first half. Anthony Herrera.